Hey guys, it is April from Getting Hookah With It. Today I'm here to do the My Life in Books tag. I was kindly tagged by Krista from Books and Jams. I don't know who originated this tag, but I am super excited to do this. I really enjoyed watching Krista's video doing this tag. So let's get into it. So the first challenge is to find a book for each of your initials. My initials are ALO. So for A, I chose The Aftermath by Ridian Brooke. This sounds really good. I still am so surprised I haven't read it yet. So this follows a family who moves to Germany just after World War II has ended. So now we're in basically London occupied Hamburg, and we follow a British officer and their family that move into a home that already has German people living there. So many people who were German were basically kicked out of their homes, and for some reason this British officer decided that they would all live together, which would be very, very interesting. L is Love and Other Consolation Prizes by Jamie Ford. This is Jamie Ford's newest book, and this is about a little boy who goes to the Chicago World Fair. He goes to the World Fair and he's all excited that he's had the opportunity to go, and he finds out that one of the prizes is him, and this woman wins him, and he moves into her home, and she is a madam, and this is based on a true story. I still can't believe that it's based on a true story. What in the world were they thinking? Okay, so for O is a very new release. It's Our Kind of Cruelty by Araminta Hall. Now this, I believe, just came out in May. This is coming out in May, right? Yeah, May 8th. So it's just come out. And this is a book for someone like that enjoys the book You by Carolyn Kepnes. It's got a very similar vibe where we're following a stalker who won't leave this woman alone, even though this woman has decided to marry someone. He's kind of obsessed, and I'm very eager to read this. So that is ALO. My initials. Okay, so count your age along your bookshelf. What book is it? It took me a while to get to 37, but I got there with Our Souls at Night by Kent Haruf. And this book is very short. It's tiny, tiny, tiny. It's under 200 pages. And it follows two people who have recently lost their significant others. And they have some sort of relationship. I'm not sure if it's romantic or not. But it's about loneliness and their experience. Pick a book set in your country, and for that I chose The Lonely Hearts Hotel by Heather O'Neill. This follows two children that live in a Montreal orphanage, and it kind of follows them throughout their life. They both go into the arts. One is a piano prodigy, then another dances, and it's about their experience. I believe they're separated as teenagers, and I'm assuming they come back together in the end. So it looks wonderful. I believe Simon from Savage Reads really enjoyed this book, so I'm very, very happy to have that. And it's set in Montreal, which is only like a couple of hours from me. So pick a book that represents a destination you'd love to travel to. I mean, there are several places that I need to travel to. I still haven't been to Europe, which is totally wrong. I realize it's wrong. And one of the hot spots that I'd really, really love to go to is Italy. So this is Beautiful Ruins by Jess Walter. And, you know, I should really put this on my summer TBR, because I think it was on my summer TBR last year. Katie from Life Between Words said that when you read this book, you feel like you are in like this hot location that you just cannot wait to get to Italy yourself. And this follows an American starlet. when she gets here, she is in the process of dying, and it kind of goes back into her life. And, you know, maybe it's because I, you know, loved The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo so much. I'm kind of wanting to follow another American starlet in her old age and find out about her life. It sounds great. Okay, so find a book that is your favorite color. Now, I chose this. It's two colors, and I wish it wasn't, but The Girls by Emma Cline. My favorite color at the moment, it changes. It changes all the time, but right now it's like this blue. I'm trying to get this blue into my home as much as I can. It's kind of the color that we go for in the summer at my house, and so I'm not a huge fan of red, but the blue was just spot on. The Girls by Emma Cline is a really good book. I think this is the only book so far that we're touching on that I've actually read. I loved it. This is kind of a retelling of the Manson murders, and we follow one of the girls in his group. And this is still one of the most visceral kinds of books that I've read, where I felt sticky reading it. It didn't live in the most, you know, cleanest environments, and I felt gross. I felt like I needed to take a shower while I was reading that, and I think that's a very good sign of good writing. I really enjoyed it. It's definitely hit or miss. A lot of people didn't like it, but I personally loved it. What book do you have the fondest memories of? And for this, I chose Pride and Prejudice. I remember where I was sitting reading Pride and Prejudice. I was in my living room at my old house. I was just starting college. I was at Heritage College, which is Cégep in Quebec. And I was sucked in. I needed to know what was going to happen with Elizabeth and Mr. Darcy. And I just loved all of the characters. And I feel like this is the book that made me really fall in love with reading in my adulthood, you know? Even though I was still a teen. I think I was 17 reading this, but I just adored it. What book did you have the most difficulty reading? And I don't have a physical copy of this, but it's most definitely Moby Dick. Moby Dick is a huge book. I think it's over like 800 pages or something like that. And it was just enormous, and I had to read it for my American literature class when I was at Queen's. And I loved that class, but hated this book. And there's just so many chapters about rope, and I just wanted the captain to just leave the whale alone. What is it with you and your obsession about the whale? Let it live. Even though they were on a whaling ship. Still, you guys, you know, you really did damage to their population, so leave the damn whale alone. Which book in your TBR pile will give you the biggest accomplishment when you finish it? And for this, I am choosing The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt for several reasons. It's enormous. It's, you know, well over 700 pages. It's closer to 800 pages. So it's enormous. It's also got unlikable characters, and that makes me nervous. I just don't know if I could stay with an unlikable character for that long. But so many people love it, so I'm going to give it a whirl. I promise you guys I will, but yeah, I'm nervous about that one. And those are all of the questions. Okay, I'm going to tag some people. I haven't thought this through yet. I am going to tag WomanvsBooks, and I'm going to tag Katie from Girl About Library. So I hope that you guys liked this little tag. If you feel like doing this tag, please feel free and do it. I do tags that I haven't been tagged in all the time. So yes, and I hope that you guys are doing well, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!